And I'm gonna start with saying what is my memory of Anna and why I choose her to be with me today. So I remember it was around, let's say, like 15 or even more years ago when I had my first internet connection at home, and when I was already like into Google to look for some fashion. That was a time when street style was kind of no. First was when I discovered you through Vogue Japan, because as you know, Anna worked at Vogue Japan for 14 years. And the style that she created for the magazine was something like a signature that is one of the most memorable editorial styles from the time. And first I was obsessed with the magazine, so then I found her name, and then I discovered that I found out how she looked, and basically I think we can say, and we will talk about this later, that Anna is someone who kind of invented street style in the form that it is today. And then I remember around 10 years ago, I was in Paris at Fashion Week, and I remember it was a Valentino show. It was 2015, and I saw you and Karin at the show, and I came to take picture. I'm sure you don't remember because you've done this. No, yeah. And a million times. And the same night there was a Valentino party. You remember it was an Africa connected collection, and we were dancing together even that evening. And today, after so many years, here I have Anna as my mate to share these talks with me. So thank you again. And my first question, even if everyone, I'm sure they know who you are, I want to ask you to describe who is Anna Dello Russo.
Fashion victim, totally. I'm obsessed by fashion. I'm born like that. Since I was a young kid, I was obsessed because I understand right away the powerful of the communication through clothes. I'm not very well talker, I mean, come si dice, talker. I much prefer talking through clothes, through my outfit. And what I want to say through my outfit, since I was a beginner, I was a little kid, is what I want to impress yourself. I want to impress you, to give you the idea that fashion is my freedom, is my expression of myself. And then for me, I have to be bold. I have always play with that, just to give you a message of how large is your freedom. Is it? You can be what you want, because we always I have so many personalities in ourselves, and you have to express all of them. And then if you want to be one day like that, okay, one day another one, just to make it more word in fashion is a great message, because diversity is my beauty.
So tell me, let's go back to the past. I'm not gonna focus too much on past and too much about your career. Yeah. But I just want to know, as everyone, because I never knew this story, what is your first memory of fashion? You were a kid, you were a teenager. What was the first fashion moment in your life?
When I was obsessed by my mother, my mother friends, they come by house. It was full of jewels, and I was obsessed because everything, as you say, everything is sparkling, absorbing, catch my attention. I see all my mother friends coming with the jewels. I feel very fascinated by the tintineo, all this sparkling stuff, because it's an escape of reality. For me, reality is very too tough. That's also my way to escape, to go in another world, like a baby. Like you play as a princess or wherever. Also, you can play as a pompiere, wherever you are, doctor, and you translate yourself in another world. That's is my first memory. The lady come by to see my mother. I was so very. And my mother said, go in the other way, go in the other room. I was, no, let me see how beautiful is the glamorous world. And I come from my culture. Culture is from south of Italy, where look is very impressive. You go well done, coiffure, jewels, you get a look. It's very important because it's a little country in the south where you have to appear in a certain way. Then I was fascinated by them.
And then how you get to the actual fashion? What was your first step?
Right away, I said, my father was psychiatric, and he say, you should go in that direction because you understand very well that passion can be my job. He really, come si dice, really support my evolution. Then I came also to the university, finished university, and then I fly to Milan to do Domus Academy, which was a master with Gianfranco Ferré. At that time, it was a very important fashion academy after my university. I met Gianfranco Ferré, who said to me, you should go for it. I mean, you're born to be a journalist of fashion. And I started right after that with Franca Sozzani right away. That's like, così.
What is so it was how many years ago?
A lot.
So,
37 years ago.
So, and after 37 years, it's a different time.
I'm still having butterfly in my stomach.
Yeah.
It's famous, this approach. It come to me and say, "Ma why you still here? I mean, like, why you not retiring?" I say, "No, I'm
I did
still
not ask
around."
like that.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
He said, "Why you are around?" I'm still. I said, "Yeah, because I'm still having a butterfly in my stomach when I have the possibility to catch the creativity on the catwalk in every fashion events." Fashion is creativity, is a lot relate to culture, to evolution, to passion, to determination, to discipline, and to also glamorous dream. Then for me, it's still my muse. I'm still around because I want to catch the moment. I want to be fit. I want to be there in the right moment. I don't want to be home, retiring, and say, "Cats, I've lost it." Fashion is on time. It's now here. Then in continua evoluzione, it's always mood, then you feel it, you catch it, but it's already another one, next. Then I'm still here because I have this kind of hungriness, fascinating in the same time.
What was the fashion 37 years ago and what is today in terms of like the main difference?
Allora, fashion is a reflection of culture and society and economy too, because it's fierce business. But let's take away fierce business. Let's talking about it's music inspiring, okay? Fashion is changed so much, and luckily I'm come si dice, I'm born between the two eras. The last era, 90s, let's say the end of 90s, the best moment, aulic moment, when everything was top model, top photography, top quality, top, but also it was a very close world for few. It was Vogue was part of the world, like a world where you want to be part of it. No, it was so many other ones. It was many beautiful, big top thing. And then I grew up in that era, and I jump in the end, in the beginning of the new century, in the digital era, which was the democratization of fashion. Everything up, and that's why it's here. Otherwise, you should stay in your country. That means no was possible to really get close to the other people if you was born in different country, very far away. No, it's true.
Do you like this liberalization, democratization?
I was feel like you. I was feeling when I started in fashion, the beginner in the 90s. I was feel like you, like a beginner come and say, "Oh my God, I want to be part of it." Luckily, I did it, but I make at least 10 years. Because I was study, I also became journalist. I started working with Franca Sozzani, 12 years. I was doing my training very long, very precise. Now you can have much more this potential. You can have much more, come si dice, possibility, and also in a short time. And also, it's for everyone. Everyone can be part of it. This is fantastic. Right. And this is happening with the digital revolution. I was understand right away. I said, I should go there. This is the future. And lucky happened.
Yeah, because you were one of the first to get online, how to select, to be part of the revolution. You had the blog.
I started with a blog, terribile, horrendous. My first blog was no go to see because I canceled because it was terrible, proprio from, Anyway, because I understood the potential of the new way the digital way to communicate fashion. But I want to tell you the story. Tommy Tom was around taking picture. No? One of the best street style photographer, which is still my fab. And I saw so many photographers outside the show taking pictures. I say, what's going on? It's true. It's strange. Then they take picture of us. And I understand something is really changed, because before it used to be just the people on the catwalk, top model, photography in the back, on the back, outside nobody. Maybe a few Japanese photographers obsessed by us, but they put some in a Japanese Vogue. Otherwise, nobody. Outside non c'era nessuno. Then I started to see all this photography, and Tommy say, I need to see how you interpret fashion. Now we need to, I want some raw food. I want to some more approachable sense of fashion. I want to see how the people inside the business using fashion, interpretation of fashion, because otherwise catwalk, top is too much for few. For it's also the magazine was too beautiful, two images, non so, Paolo Roversi, Peter Limber, Helmut Newton. It was not accessible. It was black and white images. And now they would like to have more information. Then they started to do street style outside, starting from us. People invisible behind the scene became visible in front of the camera. I was already working a lot behind the scene with the photography, and the camera turned to us.
Yeah.
It was strange to see Franca Suzzani on the blog. The blog the first blog was style, copy, another copy, style.com.
Yes.
They put all the Franca Suzzani, me, Giovanna Battaglia. I was saying, what they doing with this picture? And we understand it was a big revolution. And I said, now all my clothes will be finally photographed. And I put all my archive, all my stuff, because it was a celebration of fashion. Then I was jumping it.
Yeah, but so you're saying that this, you becoming part of the queen of street style this time was natural, and it was not like you wanted to take attention from the people to put more attention on you.
Absolutely. I want to please everyone. I want to please because it was I was to please the photographer, the designer. Why? They invite me at the show. Why I don't have to say how beautiful is your clothes? They say to me, why you go Versace in Versace? I said, Susie, why not? It's like you invite me at dinner and said, what do we have a food? No, you go and you take a flower, no? No, you say, what do we have at the food? You have what you give me. Allora, I start to please. Like you, I want to celebrate with you. I want to celebrate your career. I want to celebrate you as a designer. I want to celebrate people outside waiting for me. It was a festa, la festa.
Do you still feel the same happiness today
now
when you go to the street style? Because there are lots of people at the street style. People just go outside of the shows without being invited, just to be in the camera.
But for me, I love the festa is outside, inside, or wherever. It's inclusive. I love all this chaos because from the chaos is starting the creativity. In the beginning, in the night, we used to go all in black. People say, is a funeral inside the show? So no, it's a show. All black was because it's not possible to go like that. I mean, it was outside the fashion. You don't want to be, but now everyone can be, can dress as you want, as you wish, as you are. And now the diversity became the beauty, and everyone can be wherever you are from, wherever you're from. That's fantastic. For me, it was a triumph.
Do you still, so I'm gonna just to explain to everyone, including you, the idea of these fashion talks was that lately, as you can see on every news page, including mine and including others, the main fashion news is which creative director goes where, who is in, out, how many percentage the sales are up or usually down, who is the new CEO, new CMO, and it kind of taken over the aspect of the actual fashion talk that you were just talking about. Do you also feel that business has taken over fashion?
Yeah, this is the
business talks.
Business talk. Yeah, this is the fierce part of the business, which is now very, very aggressive. This is the difference from before. Before it was allowed to every designer or team design to have more time to express the or to create a brand. And now it became very fast. But of course, this is the other part of the risk of the fashion. We became more inclusive, but more competitor, more faster, more people involved, and now we are so many. Also you don't have so long term to grow
for the designers.
To design.
Yeah,
This is the come si dice, il rovescio della medaglia, the part B of the
side of the
medals.
medal. Yeah,
But this is the risk is part of the life.
But do you feel that this year, last year, or next year are kind of a big breaking years of fashion because we see all the biggest brands changing the direction? Are you excited about that?
For me, every kind of change made me thinking. I don't want to be judged. I'm nobody to judge. I just witness of what happened. There is a reason. Maybe fashion don't tell you exactly the reason right now. But maybe in a couple of years we have to say, that's why. But now we just observe. I just observe. I mean, I feel so sorry for the younger designer. I would like to really support everyone. I still try to support to see every different small designer coming. But fashion is a reflection of what happened. It's not something. Business is different, but fashion as creativity is a muse. Then there is a reason to understand. Maybe we need some time.
Okay. What was the last fashion moment that you excited the most? Like this year, today, this week, if any?
For example, let's say the debut of Hyder, Tom Ford Hyder. I love this change, this come si dice, change of staffetta. Like Tom Ford was seated there. It was
it was a fashion moment.
It's a fashion moment because Tom Ford is a lot. Means it's a big memory. It's at least 40 years in fashion. He made a statement. By the time Hyder came out, he was hugging each other. It was fashion moment. Ecco, this is I want to be part of it. But there is also every moment. Is also the next one is very important. Next moment you should see it.
What is your next exciting moment that you are waiting the most?
For example, tomorrow we have Valentino, Alessandro Michele.
Yeah.
Alessandro Michele is very important vision in fashion to take Valentino now. It will be the second ready-to-wear show, which is very important to see his evolution, how it's going. Or Demna, Balenciaga, for example, is another important fashion moment.
Yeah. Do you ever think when with your work or with your outfits or your fashion actions that you do that you influence other people's, and do you ever think that this is my outfit or my action or my work do you think when you are creating something new that it can influence someone?
I hope I'm a good example about be bold, take your responsibility, take your risk. We also make an effort because sometimes when I see people say I don't have anything to wear, I feel I don't like you are depressed. You should make an effort. It's about yourself. It's about I hope people copy me as an example of an effort to make fashion very enjoyable and very open mind. More still than close.
How much you are connected with the new generation? Because I'm asking this why? Because I remember usually at the Prada shows they sit us together and you are with me, with even the almost like a kids, like young kids, 18, 19-year-old kids, but we always have fun together.
Always.
How much do you enjoy and how important is to be connected with the next generation?
For me, if you have to be in connection with the next generation because you make your fresh eyes. I can give you my experience, but they make my eyes very fresh. And I understand fashion through the new way, the new attitude. They have the new attitude to approach fashion. And also for me, it's very important. My team, I always have a young team around me because for me to make mentoring the people is such my queer family. I don't have family traditional, but that's my family. Then I put so much love and so much intention to give them my experience, the love, and to get from them the freshness. I always say, you like the show? I do no trucchetti. I said, what do you like about the show? Because I want to understand what is important for them. And sometimes I get really surprised because, for example, all the new generation loves Alessandro Michele that we're talking about, no? And for me, I know very well, not very well, I mean, I know him pretty well. It's important because it's very interesting how the young people can be attracted from people intellectual. Then he has this kind of intellectual approach, very cultural. No, it's not just a t-shirt top. You know, it's very deep. His message. Then I feel very impressed. For me, it's very important.
Yeah. So now let's go. So I had a different order of questions, but anyway, let's go back to your wardrobe and your style.
Yeah.
I know, and some people probably know who know you well, that you have a separate apartment just for your clothes, right?
I don't have baby. I take the apartment for the clothes.
Yes. How many pieces are there?
No,
Did you ever count?
well, that's the story. I had the apartment because it's important to.
It's in Milan, right?
In Milan. Next to my the apartment where I live, there is apartment for clothes because they have to stay in right temperature. Because clothes, if you put in the heat, doesn't go. Is not good. They have to stay like a museum, no? They have to stay in the right temperature. Okay, when I say this one, you think, well, she's crazy. I'm obsessed. But my archive, at one point, I was feeling very heavy. And then in 2018, I decided to do an auction, to give part of my wardrobe in benefit, in charity, because I was feeling like Tutankhamen and go to in La Tomba with all this. I don't know if you understand my Italian. Okay. You know, like Tutankhamen is Egyptian. With all the clothes, you know, I would say, oh my God, and now I'm going to finish it like that, sepolta with all my clothes. And I decided to give all the, it's true, eh? It's right, thank you. I did a charity with all my mostly my collection because it was so heavy. I decided to not collect any more clothes because also if you put in the right way, they get very old. Clothes also need they need to breathe, they need to be alive. Then I said this clothes has to be to the young generation. I wish to see some more kids wearing my Chanel suit because otherwise they need the life, they need the light, like the plants. They need to breathe. To get all this stuff, closing my wardrobe, it was like La Tomba, the Tutankhamen. Then I decided to give them. It was the right time to give up. Also, it was a right moment because I decided to do that. Then now you have just a few editing pieces.
But still, there are how many? Few hundred, few thousand?
No. It's not, I don't want to tell you.
But do you want to, did you count ever? You know, you promised me that one day I could come and count it for you.
No. Listen, when I did the auction, I will spend 6 months with 10 girls, 10 my assistants to organize all of them. Yeah, it was impressive at one point. I said, no.
But today, do you still buy new clothes?
Yeah, with editing. I want to edit.
Yeah. What was the last thing that you bought? Like yesterday, today?
You know, Balenciaga, the pants, shoes, pants. No,
was it this week? Or?
Yeah, 2 days ago. A pants shoes, which is my favorite Balenciaga. No, one all together is together. One pants and shoes together.
What are the items that you could not say ciao for the charity, and like some of the pieces that you could just like save it forever?
High heel. For example, I have a great high boots from Tom Ford, really in the beginning, when Tom Ford by Gucci or something.
Okay.
I mean, high heel boots. This is I cannot give up because it was suit very well. I cannot find anymore.
Yeah. Do you remember how many times the maximum you have changed during Fashion Week?
Yeah, once, one day I was like 10 times.
10 times in one day.
10 times in one day.
And this is your record so far?
Yeah, I thought basta is enough because
Okay.
when I started in the fashion week, I started with this bag. Every bag is different outfit with the accessories, the
Okay.
bag, the accessory. Then when we start the day on fashion week, we out with at least 7 bag, and I change in a car. That's also everyone knows.
Well, considering this talk, you can imagine that you are a style icon or a fashion icon for many. I wonder who is your fashion icon or just icon.
Karin Reutefeldt.
It's such a good timing. If she's here,
No, it's true, eh? It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
I always say that. I learned from her what I learned from Karine, the right attitude. She made this French touch, very sexy. And also, she's always say she give up the wardrobe. You can ask her when she can.
Yeah.
I say, but you keep the stuff. She said, no. Every season I give up all my wardrobe
because she has more of a uniform in a way.
yeah, I would say, oh la la, she's a superwoman. For
Yeah.
me, not to attach everything, I want everything next to me. Insecurity, like same pair of shoes.
Yeah.
She was like, no, I don't keep the clothes, I give. I was like, you are my icon.
Yeah.
But she has a kind of very precise style.
Yeah, it's always a pencil skirt, there is a top, leather jacket. Stands in a specific way.
For me, and I like so much to having a live icon, not dead. I don't want to, the people say icon Liza Minnè, non so.
No, but you often
the
mention,
past.
often mention
like
from
past, I
the
like-
fashion people, you often mention Anna Piaggi.
Anna Piaggi was a,
Yeah, but how did she affect your career? Because you worked together.
She's a mentoring. Anna Piaggi was incredible. How she, how she write about fashion.
Yeah,
As I say,
yeah.
she was doing doppie pagine, double spread in Vogue Italia each month, and write just with like you, very few words about fashion, but in few words you have everything. She's the best writer. She was the best journalist. She was at the time in Vogue Italia, like her, Manuela Pavesi as a stylist, and Franca Sozzani on the top of the list. That's my mentor. I had the chance to grow up with these people around. And for me, it's made my mind open. My mind made me, I think, modern and bold, very bold.
Would you ever consider to work anywhere else than in fashion industry, and where? Like another career?
Yeah, I would like to be working TV on,
As a?
like a rock star.
Ah, okay.
Why not? And a TV, varietà, I don't know, like a soubrette.
I see.
I like to be in front of the camera. I like also in front of the people.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What are the fashion dreams that you still have?
Yeah, I tell you, maybe I do a TV program or whatever.
Oh, about fashion?
About fashion, yes,
Yeah.
of course. Relate to fashion or to the images. Images, or dream, glam.
And basically, it's a last question, and I think you are the right person to ask this. Do you think or people should take fashion seriously or not?
No. No,
And why not?
Allora, fashion
But
is
you
something-
take it so seriously.
No, I want to say, I love fashion because you can take it seriously with fun. Fun with the deep. Depends as you are. If you one moment you want to be a stupid motherfucker, you can. If you want to be very deep, thinking about, you can think. If you read between the clothes, it's okay. If you want to play with the shoes, you can. You can do everything. You can play. It's in conscious language. You can feel, you can do it. I don't want to be so serious. I don't want to be so stupid. I want to be monja ponja, both,
Yeah.
Fashion is unconsciously. Then maybe you want to be literally, I think it's too much. Fashion doesn't like because you became so much prosopopea, so much aggressive. You want to be too much, no, va bene. You have to play in both sides, but it's really what about is the lightness in the deepness.
Okay, so your answer is no.
No, it's
Yeah.
in the middle.
Okay, I see.
It's in the
So,
middle.
thank you for the answer. These were all my questions.